Hello everyone! So today we were going to discuss the typical and atypical development in children.
Yes, and we all know how important is this in early childhood setting. So we must discuss this too today for us to know what is this all about. So let's begin.
So as children grow, there are different ways that they need to develop. The different childhood developmental stages help to track a child's progress. The child will need to develop cognitive, language, physical, and social skills from the moment a baby is born to the time they go off to college. They go through different developmental stages.
Exactly, and the skills usually develop predictably and are known as developmental milestones. However, every child develops at their own pace. It can be difficult to determine differences between typical and atypical children because all kids have their strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, you are true, Adrian. So monitoring children's development is helpful as a way to identify whether the child has any issues of concern. When pediatricians are measuring a child's growth, they do not just measure the height and weight, they also measure the skills mastered.
And here is the definition of typical and atypical development. So typical development in children gives a generic picture of progress compared to same-age peers, while atypical development appears when a child either lags behind or jumps ahead of typical peer progress in any regard, physical, cognitive, social, or in adaptive life skills.
Correct. So let's begin with physical development. It is important to know that children grow physically at different rates. Girls often grow faster and are usually taller than boys of the same age during the adolescent years. However, boys continue to add inches into their early 20s, often overtaking the girls. In some cases, a failure to thrive occurs where physical growth does not follow the typical pattern. 5 to 10% of children fail to develop as expected. Physical development can be hampered by environmental or medical conditions. Parents can track the development of gross and fine motor skills to determine the physical progress of their child.
That's true, Ruby. Next from physical is the cognitive development. So understanding how your child compares to other children of the same age when it comes to mental ability is important. This information can help you to identify any special needs that your child may have. Cognitive skills in a school-going child can be measured using the school's FIND program. For a toddler or younger child, being unable to understand the function of simple household items can be a red flag. A typical 21-month-old baby should have some level of understanding when it comes to shapes and colors and can identify or find hidden objects. Some atypical children do not show recognition of items that they see every day.
The third development is social. So what is this all about? So typical children with appropriate social skills are able to form friendships easily. They can maintain healthy relationships and they understand social roles and standards. The social skills developed in childhood will lead to an emotionally healthy adult life. You can find out age-level pointers that will help you to identify any areas of concern in your child. The ability to communicate well with others as well as getting involved in the interactive play are part of healthy social development. Identifying atypical social development in your child will help you to get appropriate help early enough.
And the last one, Ruby, is the adaptive life skills development. The development of adaptive life skills is essential for helping a child to function independently. The skills are age-related. You cannot expect your 3-year-old to perform at the same skill level as your 6-year-old. Age-appropriate behaviors often develop gradually over time. Mastering adaptive life skills that are age-appropriate is important for the child's future. You can monitor typical development by communicating with your child and talking to other parents with kids of the same age or older. Find out how the other kids are doing or how they were doing at the age your child is in. This will help you to differentiate between typical and atypical development. So, that would be the end of our discussion. Ruby, do you have something to say?
No more, Adrian.
Okay, that's all everyone. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, everyone.